Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Business Buzz.
The Business Buzz is brought to you by Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 46 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And also brought to you by Cayman Medical Supplies. Call them at 949-6211.
And now, Radio Cayman presents The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. Here's your host, Anita Khan.
Good morning, and once again, we bring you another Business Buzz right here on Radio Cayman. I want to say good morning to all listeners, wherever you are, whether you're in Grand Cayman, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, or joining us via the World Wide Web. Good morning. It's a pleasure to have you join us this morning. The topic this morning is 7 Mile Strength and Fitness, and we're pleased to welcome to our studios Ms. Ashley Bowers. Good morning, Ashley.
Hi, good morning.
Ashley is the nutrition coach, trainer, and we have Chris Spigner. Spigner. Got it right the first time?
Nailed it.
Chris is the head trainer, and he'll be sharing some details on the various programs. And we'll talk a bit on the unique specialities they bring to the business. Chris, good morning again. And Ashley, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just want to jump into just about everything and learn about fitness.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. How about if you share some background details with us about 7 Mile Strength and Fitness? And what do you think has contributed to the success and growth of your business?
Thank you for having us this morning and allowing us to have this platform with your listeners. 7 Mile Strength and Fitness started to December of 2010, and we started in a small space behind XQ's when Treasure Island was still here, which is now where Margaritaville is. And we started with 25 people, and we had a small space that we were sharing with some mixed martial arts guys, and would have to move mats and do all this other stuff.
Every time you have to.
Every time we went in there. So trying to coach, and people were getting body slammed over to the left. But it was a really interesting time, and we've learned a lot since then. And the ability for the gym to kind of adapt and see what was really necessary on the island, and for the coaches to become professional, I think is probably attributed most to the growth that we've been able to sustain as we've gotten a bit older and learn what works and what doesn't work. What we really found is making a connection with each one of the people who come into our gym was the focal point of what really helped people achieve their goals, what made them feel like they were part of a community, and built a culture that allowed people to come in, get comfortable, and feel like they're more a part of a family as opposed to just going to a gym and being by yourself. So I really believe that connection and learning how to do that and growing as a coaching staff was really probably the biggest thing that's allowed more people to come in and feel comfortable.
So Ashley,
Yeah.
good morning again.
Good morning again.
You are the coach / trainer. So did you come to the gym well trained, or did you train while you were on the job?
So I have been a nutrition coach and trainer for about 3 years previous to being here at the gym. When I came here to work at the gym, I did learn a little bit about specific ways that the gym operates. Just every gym has unique ways that they operate. And so I learned about that kind of in the 6 months leading up to getting here. Obviously, things with COVID got a little bit pushed back there, so I had some time to spend there. But yeah, so I've been in the business of training people, working with fitness, nutrition for the last 3 years. Back in the States, outside of here as well.
Well, you look very fit, both of you.
Thank you.
Susan, I'm in the midst of health and fitness this morning, so I think I'll get some motivation after
Happy
this morning. Yeah,
Happy to help.
yeah. Okay. I'm not sure who want to take this question, but can you elaborate on the various programs that you offer at 7 Mile Strength and Fitness, especially, well, for adults?
That's definitely grown in the last few years. We do a couple different programs depending on what people are looking for. That's kind of where all of that came from. What did people want to have happen? How could we help facilitate that? We have a run club that starts with a couch to 5K at the beginning of the year. So anybody who is interested in trying to learn how to run, have the strength to be able to learn to be able to run distances, and to also keep injury free, there's a program built for people who are just literally getting off the couch and want to end up running a 5K by the end of the program. That then in turn leads into a couch to 10K program. After that,
Couch to 10K.
Couch to 10K. So
All
we
right.
still have the ability to take people from being on the couch, make sure they don't get injured, make sure they can progress along as they're going, guided by two coaches as they're doing it. And then that leads into our marathon program. If people decide to do that, the marathon program is a bit more of a higher level program. It's for people who actually run the half or run the marathon and really improve that performance side of it. But it's nice how they kind of all lead one into the other. Our main focus is what we call our level method program. It is
Sorry,
our
a level
method is what
method.
we're using.
Okay.
It is our group fitness model where everybody is in a class after they've gone from personal training. They go into a class, and there's an assessment for 15 different movements physically that we do in the gym.
Nice.
And what it means is that if we were all three working out, we would do the same version of a workout. It would be the same workout, but we'd all have a different version
level.
depending on what our levels are for that movement, which allows you to, one, again, keep injuries down. Two, it allows you to progress at your pace. Three, it allows you to come in and see, okay, there's my workout. I know exactly what I'm doing. So it takes a lot of the stress.
It's like a low
of figuring out-
impact, high
Absolutely.
impact.
It can be, right?
Yeah,
The weights change, the
Right.
repetitions change, the movements even change. And then the nice part about that is there's just your next level is just right up. It's not a huge gap between one of them. So it's motivating to come in and train and try to get to that next small level. So over time, you end up making a huge amount of difference in what you're capable of. Then we have what's the BUMP protocol, which is a pre and postnatal class that we do for obviously mothers. What it's built to really focus on having the ladies strong enough going through their birth, making sure that they feel comfortable while they're moving towards that date. It's got tons of benefits that we've seen. And then postnatal, when after the baby's born, getting started again, making sure you're doing things the right way to
Getting rid of that excess.
Absolutely, but also the internal stuff that needs to occur with the correct breathing patterns and learning how to stabilize things. And it's in small group classes with a coach, with Coach Meredith. So we also have the 7 Mile Corrective, which is a program that helps people who are either have been injured or have lingering injuries that they can't get rid of, or are supposed to go have surgery or have had surgery, taking them in a one-on-one specific course built for them, specifically for their needs, to try to get them out of that so they can go back and do whatever they want to do on their own terms. And then we have kids programs, corporate wellness. We have nutrition coaching with Ashley and Coach Wanda. And then we're looking at we tried to have some swim courses and a Spartan, but COVID kind of knocked that all out. So if there's something you want to do, we pretty much have an option.
So the fun classes for the kids are just the how many classes?
At the moment, we don't have any because of COVID. We've
Right.
had some transitions that have had to
So
happen.
hopefully you'll have a swim class.
Correct. We're trying to in January. We're trying to get our kids class up and running again, and we do that for different ages, and it's play, but it's also structured play at the same time, so that they're moving around, they're learning how to move, but it's also not as rigid as an adult class where we have certain rules.
I'm pretty sure it's more fun.
Yeah, it's absolutely. They're playing dodgeball and all that kind of stuff. So
Some
they're
Mickey
having a
Mouse
good
music
time.
in there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What is, while we're talking about kids, what is the importance of parents getting their kids interested in a healthy lifestyle?
Yeah, I think that just like anything, the sooner that you can begin to establish those habits in their lives, the less it becomes like a chore or something that you have to do later on in life. So if you're a kid, you're just used to being active, moving, and especially in today's society where a lot of kids, they don't even know what the outside looks like. They're on their video games,
That's
like
right.
they're on their TikTok, whatever it is. The more that we can incorporate not just fitness and health, but also that human aspect, that community there, especially here in Cayman where that is possible to do right now. Just the more that you can incorporate that into a child's life, it's going to help shape them and mold them into just who they are as a person growing up later on in life as well.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of parents are more conscious of that now that we came out from a lockdown, and they just want to get the kids out. Just get them out and back in action.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. Get out of my house.
Get in the yard. You know, you hardly see, this is my thing. I have 2 grandkids, and I try to get them outside. My daughter tried to get them outside as much as possible, getting a scooter, and sometimes it's hard to get them away from the iPad, and especially if they're watching something interesting or they're playing Fortnite or something. It's, but it's, like you say, it's really important for them to get outside. Why should everyone make health and fitness a part of their lifestyle?
Ooh, I love this one.
You like that one?
Yeah. So I think that everyone should make health and fitness a part of their lifestyle because it is just going to improve your quality of life. So through all of the people that I've gotten the chance to work with, I have people I've worked with who've come to me and they've said, just so you know, I hate exercise and I hate working out. I'm going to complain every single session. And they do. They complain every single session. But then they'll shoot me a text and they're like, hey, this is the first time that I'm 55 years old. This is the first time I've looked at my body in the mirror and not hated everything about myself. Or I can tell that my mental state is better when I'm physically active and focusing on my health. And so a lot of my focus is specifically with women. And so it's just really interesting to see when women come into the gym and they start to get that first pull-up or they're able to deadlift something heavy that they didn't think they could, that translates into just the emotional side of life. Like maybe they stand up to an abusive partner, maybe they do something, take a risk that they weren't going to do before, and that's all from what health and fitness has brought into their life. So I think it's huge for everyone.
Do you have a lot of women come into your gym?
Yeah.
To 7 Mile
I'd say the majority
strength?
of it. I'd say 60% of our gym is women.
So do you train women separately from men, or you have? I mean, it's an interactive,
Not the ways. So not the way that we train them. We don't say like, all right, these are the woman exercises, these are the men exercises, because muscle is muscle, our body is a body. And then even in our classes, we don't have a specific like woman's class or man's class.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, it's just kind of in the past, my focus has been. It's typically women who will reach out to me, like I relate to them, things like that. Not to say that we don't work with men also, but everyone kind of has their little pathway that they end up going down. But yeah, we've got a nice mix there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. I should take a trip over to your gym.
Come on over.
We'll make sure that happens. Happy to.
Yeah.
This is out on the radio now.
Yep, I just committed myself. And saying that, we're going to take a quick break. I want to thank our guests in the studio this morning from 7 Mile Strength and Fitness, Chris and Ashley.
Thank you.
I want to say thank you to our sponsors, Cayman Insurance Center and Cayman Medical Supplies.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
During the tenure of Commissioner Hearst, who took up his post in March of 1907, Grand Cayman saw a number of social and physical developments. Along with the major road constructions, Mr. Hearst established a proper police force and internal post service. In September of 1907, the previous title of Sergeant Major of Police was replaced with Inspector, and the force was expanded to 4 permanently paid constables and 8 district constables. District constables were only paid when called to duty. The new police unit was put to multitasking to keep costs down, and officers doubled as postmen as well as customs collectors. The inspector was therefore also the tide waiter or chief customs officer. Mr. Hurst was also responsible for the new police station, public works office, government house, the fish market at Hogstye Bay, the government savings bank in 1908, the new seawall and dock in Georgetown, along with new piers at Bordentown, the Georgetown Bacadere, and Barbanu.
Radio Cayman's historical vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Rotary Central Music Extravaganza tickets are moving like a hold glass of swanky on a hot Cayman-Brac day. Get your tickets now from Rotary Central members, Rotary ticket sellers, eventpro.ky, Funky Tanks, A.L. Thompson's Home Depot, Mango Tree Restaurant, Seabird's Bar, Eastern Avenue, Tashara Lewis in Cayman-Brac. Get your golden tickets. Get ready to be a winner. Stand your chance to win $40,000. Second prize $4,000. 6 $1,000 prizes and more. The Music Extravaganza 2020. Building bus shelters throughout the Cayman Islands, supporting over 70 Rotary community projects. Rotary Central, not-for-profit number 232. Rotary opens opportunity.
For 46 years, our Cayman Insurance Center family has worked to protect your family and your most valuable assets. And we are happy to announce that our offices are now reopened to better serve you. For your added convenience, you can also make payments online or make inquiries by phone or email. Whether you need to get a quote, renew a policy, or file a claim, Cayman Insurance Center is here to protect you and your family. As your family's health is everything, do all that you can to protect it. For your family's safety, social distancing practices are in effect at our offices, and masks should be worn. From our Cayman Insurance Center family to yours, stay safe, stay Cayman strong. For more information, call 949-4657.
Oh gosh.
Don't let the stress of taking care of loved ones get you down.
Home care, now made easier with Cayman Medical Supplies. 100% Caymanian owned. Cayman Medical Supplies now stocks a wide range of home care supplies. Hospital beds, all types of wheelchairs, including beach access wheelchairs, lifts, commodes, shower chairs, walkers, Curad brand orthopedic supplies. Free blood glucose monitors with the purchase of 1 pack of test strips, blue underpads, and a whole lot more.
Need home care convenience? Drop by Cayman Medical Supplies at 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, or call 949-6211. Free delivery.
Open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Still delivering island-wide for your convenience.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
And that would me. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Anita Khan in your company on the Business Buzz. Thank you, Susan. In the studio this morning, we have Ashley Bowers. Ashley's a nutrition coach, trainer, and Chris Spigner. Chris is the head trainer over at 7 Mile Strength and Fitness. It's a good name for a, just the name inspires me. It's good to have you guys in the studio this morning.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Okay, we don't have much time left, so let's get this all in because I want to hear about it. We were talking off mic that Chris said it's very intimidating for most folks to come to a gym or classes to work out and just make me feel comfortable. I want to come to your fitness center. Who wants to take this?
I can talk about it. So we were kind of talking before we came back on air just about how the gym is not your typical kind of bro sesh gym. Like, it's more of a community, and a lot of the people that walk into the gym, it's very intimidating. You walk in, there's all of these fit looking people, like everyone's just kind of looking at you. You're like, all right, well, I'm here. I don't know what to do. Where do I go? Where's the dumbbells? What's a weight? How do I pick it up? Like, and it's very intimidating, especially if you don't have any sort of fitness experience in your background, or even if you do. I walk into gyms sometimes and get intimidated. And so that is not our goal. Our goal is not to be super hardcore or anything like that. Like, we want it to be a very welcoming experience, and we want you to feel like you are a part of our community. And that's a huge part, which we'll go into in a little bit, about just kind of how it, like, what it looks like to get started with us. It's very different from the typical gym. Like, we are here to support you in your goals, and that's not for everyone. Like, we don't want the people who just want to come in, put their headphones in, do some bicep curls and leave. Like, we want the people who want us to be a part of your life.
So I know when I leave there, I'm motivated, and I want to come back.
Yes.
And I know I'm getting help with my body, whether it's fitness or nutrition.
And this is the big differentiator in how we built the relationships, I believe, is that we start with a coach for life model. So if you come in and you're interested at coming to us and working with us, we set up a hour-long consultation to sit down with you one-on-one, depending on the time of day you're going to come in. And we sit down and we discuss what's your history, what do you do, what's your lifestyle like, how do you feel about certain things. And we kind of go pretty deep to try to figure out if what we do is valuable for you. For some people, they don't want the service we're offering, having somebody be a part of your life and message you when you're not at the gym and know your kids' names.
You do that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But it's more because we understand that some people have times where, it's different seasons. I'm working a bit more. Okay, cool. Let's still try to get you in once or twice. Okay, now you're not working as much. But we'll know these things because we have that connection with our members. So after you come in and have that consultation, if it's something they'll value, then we move forward. And that goes into one-on-one personal training, where you're still at the gym, so you start getting around the gym, you get to see what's going on, you get to meet people while you're there, but you're still one-on-one with a coach, showing you the things that you need to do if you plan on going into the classes.
How long does that one-on-one last? I mean,
it's an hour. It's usually 45 minutes to an hour each time, and then it's always based on that initial conversation as to how many of them we think you're going to need, and it can always go up or down as we're going through it. The goal is to make the person as comfortable as possible, as knowledgeable as possible before they transition into classes, because the classes obviously won't be one-on-one. It can be anywhere from like 4 to 20 people depending on the size of the class, and having 1 to 2 coaches on, but it's a different stimulus. And what we've found is that people, if we weren't taking enough time with the people prior to going to class, that they'd go into class and it was a bit overwhelming.
Right.
So we realized that doesn't happen anymore. So when you go into class, 80% of what's on the board. You feel comfortable. Oh, there's Stacy. I know Stacy. Oh, there's Carl. I know Carl. So you have that type of relationship where you can already go into the classes while still having a coach, somebody you can go to every single day. Hey, I'm struggling with this. Hey, this felt really great. While all of the coaches can coach you, you have somebody that is your coach for life. And we mean that. We want you to be in our gym for the entire time that you're on this island. That's what we're looking for. I absolutely love
this. I mean, I'm accustomed to going to the gym, like we were saying, and somebody just coming by and saying, oh, you're doing okay, you're doing that wrong. And then they're gone,
right.
But working, like you say, working one-on-one before you move into the classes, I like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I like. So definitely, just put in a nutshell, the benefits of working with a personal trainer.
I would say the benefits, you get that custom approach. So whether there's something specific that you are wanting to work on or focus on, you're able to get that one-on-one touch time. And then just like Chris has said, you get someone who's a part of your life. So they're like, hey, I know you're really stressed at work. How's that going? Hey, you mentioned the other day that you hadn't been sleeping great. How is that going? If you have questions about nutrition, you can ask and you don't just have to go to Google every time. And it just gives you that human connection that we so often crave, and you're able to just grow your journey along with that person, and it all just comes back to that connection, I think.
And as a nutrition coach, just going off track a little bit, do you deal with people who are vegans or vegetarians? Is
Yeah.
that part of the coach, your nutrition coaching?
Yeah, so my philosophy, it doesn't necessarily say like, all right, here's what method of eating that you follow, here's the exact foods you need to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because I found that that doesn't help people in the long run when you maybe are on vacation or you're not somewhere where you can follow that exact meal plan. So it's more of how can we look at what you're already doing and tweak things to help get you towards where you want to be while not overhauling your life completely. So yeah, you could be vegan, you could be a meat-only person, you could
fish only.
Yeah, yeah, you could eat whatever you want.
Or whatever you call them.
Exactly, yeah. You could eat whatever you want, and we're still going to help you get to your goals there.
We're going to go back to personal training and what is a typical session so that somebody who just missed it, if they're just tuning in, can find out how many times a week should someone see a personal trainer to see results.
I think it kind of comes down to what are you capable of with the rest of your lifestyle. You'll have some people that can make 5 days a week work. You'll also have other people that 2 is the max that they can do, and you've got to figure out, that's our job as coaches, is to figure out how we can maximize the potential for the time, right? We have to come up with a program that's built specifically for you if that's what you need, or if you're actually able to come 5 times a week, you may not need so much one-on-one attention, and maybe the group classes is more of a way to go. Right. But again, that all comes down to the initial consultation and making sure that we're doing the right thing for each individual person.
Okay, how would you describe 7 Mile Strength and Fitness to our listeners that have never been to your facility?
We'd like to think it's one of the friendlier places on the island to go work out. Obviously, if you come in, there will probably be loud music being played, and barbell. You may hear barbells dropping. It may be a bit louder than normal, but what you'll notice is that at the beginning of it, everybody's talking to each other. You'll notice that during the workouts, people are really encouraging people to do well. There's always a sense of everybody in our facility wants you to succeed. There's never like, what are you doing here? Why are you here? What are you lifting? Nobody cares. We just want the next person to do better, to feel better, to leave the gym. We at 7 Mile try to make it the best hour of everybody's day. Once you come in, if you can just make it through the doors, no matter how bad your day's been, no matter how bad you don't want to be there, when you leave, you will be smiling.
You make me want to leave here and come over there and
just
start working out.
We're going there after, so, I mean.
I've got one more session to do on the Business Buzz. And what is the best way to get information on 7 Mile Strength and Fitness? Give me your contact, location, opening hours, closing hours.
So info at 7mile.life is the best email. So info at 7mile.life. We're located in Cannon Place, in the bottom right-hand side of Cannon Place, which used to be called the Mirko Center.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, correct. Telephone numbers to reach out are 925-1456 or 938-9468. We have classes that start at 5:30 in the morning all the way till 7:15 at night. So all throughout the day, it all depends on which each client can normally make. That will get you put with a coach for life who will be in those classes with you.
We're almost top of the hour, Chris and Ashley. Any advice you can leave with us for that person who
just do it.
Just do it.
Stop waiting around and saying, "Oh, I'll do this next year," or "I'm scared." Like, just take the leap, invest in yourself, do it, and it's going to be so worth it.
Nailed it.
So worth it.
So worth it.
And you guarantee we won't be sore or...
No, we do not guarantee that. But we will do our best to mitigate that 100%.
Ashley, Chris, it's been a pleasure having you both in the studio. Susan, we have to bring them back because we have lots more to talk about. There's still a lot more.
Thank you, Anita.
But for right now, I just want to say thank you for sharing about 7 Mile Strength and Fitness. Up next, we'll have a time check and Radio Cayman's news. And we'll be back with segment 2 as we learn all about photography.
Thank you, Anita. And studio time now by Price Right is 7:59.
Want to win big? Just in time for Christmas? Priced Right is giving away 6 $250 Priced Right gift cards in their Black Friday giveaway.
To enter, just spend $100 or more from now until November 25th and submit your entry online with your receipt.
If you win, you could spend it on Christmas presents, upgrading your TV, groceries, or spend it all on yourself.
For more info, go to pricedright.ky.
Get in store now for the Black Friday giveaway at Priced Right. Live better for less.
Terms and conditions apply. Promotion only valid at Priced Right at the Airport Center.
The 8 a.m. News is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. Did you know that between May and August 31st, in support of the COVID-19 Emergency Withdrawal Program, the Chamber Pension Plan leveraged IT and human resources to successfully review over 16,000 member applications, approve over 12,000 applications, and paid over CI $130 million to our plan members. We are the Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan, and we're here for you. For further information regarding the Emergency Withdrawal Program, visit chamberpension.ky. And for information as it happens, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Email admin@pensions.ky or call 745-7630.
Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Karsley Fuller. Police are investigating a single car crash in West Bay. The Royal Cayman Islands Police Service says just after 12:30 a.m. Sunday morning, they were conducting vehicle checks near Yacht Drive when a white Honda Civic approached the checkpoint. The driver failed to stop and sped away, prompting a short police chase. However, officers lost sight of the car, and then after a search of the area, the police unit discovered that the car had hit a wall near Genevieve Bauden Drive, resulting in the vehicle being overturned. The driver was attended to by emergency personnel and taken to the hospital where he's being treated for serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The 19-year-old was warned for prosecution for several driving offenses related to the incident. The matter is under investigation. The success of the inaugural Cayman Cultural Stories event at the Wharf has inspired the popular local restaurant and the Cayman National Culture Foundation to make the event a monthly affair, gathering Cayman's gifted storytellers, dancers, musicians, and more for a night of entertainment for the locals. Event coordinator George Jones.
An event like this gives the local an opportunity to come out and enjoy some of Cayman's talent, and that in turn will also assist some of the artists who are severely affected by the impact of the pandemic.
The next showcase is November 13th. It will commence with a sunset reception from 6:30 to 7.
We'll have dancing by Dream Chasers Cayman. Again, we'll have poetry, storytelling by Wayne Miller. We have a sunset reception on the boardwalk with Jimmy Lapierre on Steel Pan, and then we move into the restaurant where we will have performances on stage. We also have storytelling by legendary Quincy Brown, and then we have Brent McLean and his band.
Artists are encouraged to sign up, including school groups, as this event is also a platform to showcase Cayman's young talent. Any up-and-coming artists with special talents are encouraged to sign up by emailing gjwashus@yahoo.com or info@wharf.com. And food, music, history, all wrapped up into one Lukia Kitchen Dance event at the Cayman Islands National Museum.
We're going to, have live music and some festivities. The opening of a new museum exhibit featuring some of the artifact collection that Miss Virginia Foster has just donated to the museum. We're going to have local food. We're going to have competitions. We're going to have traditional and specialty vendors, because this is also the time that we have our annual Christmas Bazaar.
Set to liven up Goring Avenue on November 21st, the event starts at 4 p.m. Museum Director Peggy Leshiker-Denton says it's a celebration for both the public and the museum. Customers can expect 10% off the museum gift shop as well. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's Newsroom.
BBC News with David Harper.
Donald Trump's lead has narrowed even further in one of the US states that's crucial to his hopes of holding on to the presidency, Georgia. With only about 4% of the ballot there left to count, Joe Biden is now in sight of catching his rival, and analysts say the remaining postal votes appear more likely to favour the Democratic candidate. Mr. Biden holds a very tight advantage in Arizona. He's been declared the winner in the key swing state of Michigan. Donald Trump's campaign team has alleged voting irregularities in a number of states. International observers say there's no evidence of that. There have been mostly peaceful protests in several US cities. Stock markets in Europe opened higher. The president of Kosovo, Hashim Thaçi, has resigned after a special tribunal in The Hague confirmed his indictment for war crimes. The charges against the president are linked to the conflict between Kosovo and Serbia in the 1990s, when Mr. Thaçi was one of the leaders of the Kosovo Liberation Army. Greece has become the latest European country to bring back a lockdown to halt the spread of coronavirus. The Prime Minister, Kyriakos Mitsotakis, said the lockdown would begin on Saturday. France says moves are underway to discuss sanctions against its NATO ally Turkey at next month's European Union summit. The French Foreign Minister, Jean-Yves Le Drian, said President Erdogan's recent comments about France had spilled into violent and hateful language. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. We are a not-for-profit, member-centric plan with a democratically elected volunteer board of trustees representing all sectors of the Cayman Islands economy. We have an all-in expense ratio of less than 1%, over 20,000 members, and $490 million in assets under management. We were the first multi-employer pension plan approved by the regulator in the late 1990s, and today we are still strong, secure, and are here for our employees and employers alike. If you would like to join or require further information, visit chamberpension.ky. And for information as it happens, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Email admin@pensions.ky or call 745-7630. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Maintaining a strong mind and body through sports and general healthy living is a good course of action. But what about your spiritual man, your inner man? He has to be awakened, fed, exercised, strengthened, and led according to the will of God. So, have you heard the call? I'm Evangelist Brother Joseph Joey Ebanks, and I'm inviting you to worship Wednesday and Thursday nights at 7:30. We are bringing the Word of God to our communities as Jesus commanded. Faith comes by hearing, so come and hear. Bring your own chair or simply park and listen to the Word of God from your vehicle, covering the Cayman Islands with the Word of God, one community at a time.
Have You Heard the Call will be meeting November 11th and 12th at the Windsor Park Playground.
Miracle Brokers International, your worldwide movers and freight forwarders, continues to work hard to improve their expertise to provide you with the first-class service you have come to expect. Now, together with Consolidated Freight Line, CFL, the specialist in logistical and global cargo solutions, customers can rely on an expanded team of moving professionals that gets the job done in a timely manner. Whether it's your prized possessions, full container loads, less than container loads, ro-ro cargo, or construction equipment, from door to port services, or across the oceans, from destinations such as the U.S., Canada, Asia, the Caribbean, Central and South America, among others. Miracle Brokers and CFL combined networks offers hundreds of expert connections that take the stress out of moving and shipping services. Call today for your free estimate, 949-5989. You can also log on to www.miraclebrokers.com. Miracle Brokers is located at the end of Kingbird Road, just past CUC. Miracle Brokers, the art of packing and moving, 949-5989.
Would you like to win some extra cash for Christmas? Yes, cash, cash, cash! Well, here's your chance to do so. The Cayman Islands Netball Association, CINA, is having their Cash-O-Rama fundraiser, which was postponed due to the lockdown. The Cash-O-Rama will now be held on December 19th at Constitution Hall, formerly the Georgetown Town Hall. There are 4 top prizes of $1,000 each, plus 10 prizes of $100. Pure hard cold cash. You don't have to be present to win, so get your ticket today from any player or association member. Donation is only $15. All previous tickets purchased for the Cash-O-Rama will be honored. Great entertainment and food will be on sale. Proceeds from the event will go towards the netball development program that will help improve the international ranking of all the squads. The Cayman Islands Netball Association, Cash-O-Rama, coming December 19th. CINA, a registered charity organization.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Change your thinking, change your life. There's no great success without commitment.
As motivational speaker Tony Robbins said, individuals who succeed have a belief in the power of commitment. If there's a single belief that seems almost inseparable from success, it's that there's no great success without commitment. If you look at successful people in any field, you'll find they're not necessarily the best and the brightest, the fastest and the strongest. You'll find they're the ones with the most commitment.
Change your thinking. Change your life.
Radio Cayman's Cayman Strong Series was brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. OnCourse Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 79 degrees. Relative humidity is 88%. The barometric pressure is 29.87 inches and rising. The wind is out of the southeast at 5 knots. Overnight low temperature was 76 degrees. Synopsis indicate intermittent showers along with fresh to strong east to southeasterly winds and rough seas are expected across the Cayman area over the next few days as a result of Tropical Depression Eta. Radar images show scattered showers in and around the Cayman area, which are moving towards the west. The National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida, is issuing advisories on Tropical Depression Eta, which at last check was located at 14.5 north, 87.0 west. It's about 497 miles south-southwest of Grand Cayman, with maximum winds of 30 miles per hour, and is moving west-northwest at 8 miles per hour. The Cayman Islands National Weather Service will continue to monitor the progress of this system. If you need additional details, you can always visit www.nhc.noaa.gov. Now the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today and tonight, calling for overcast skies with intermittent showers and some thunder. Showers will become locally heavy, leading to possible flooding of low-lying areas. Temperatures will be in the upper 80s today and will fall to the mid-70s tonight. Winds will be east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots with higher gusts in and around heavy showers, and seas will be rough with wave heights of 4 to 6 feet with higher swells, especially on the east and southerly exposed coast. A small craft warning remains in effect for today and tonight as well. Today's high tide will occur this afternoon at 4 minutes after 1 and a low tide tonight at a minute after 8. High tide again tonight at 11:42. The sun will set this evening at 5:48 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:29. And the outlook is calling for a deterioration in local weather conditions from tomorrow evening into Saturday morning, as Eta is to re-emerge over the Gulf of Honduras and be west of Grand Cayman by Saturday. Torrential showers and flooding is very likely for Friday, with an increase of winds to tropical storm strength, leading to very rough seas. That's the very latest on your weather report.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
And once again, we give you the latest on your traffic report. If you're coming from the east, expect delays and a lot of patience, as traffic is busy on Shamrock Road and the Linford-Pearson Highway. And also coming off the Linford-Pearson Highway on Agnes Way, traffic busy. Bobby Thompson, steady traffic. And traffic in some sections of Crew Road, busy, and other sections steady. On to Esther Tippett's Highway, if you're heading towards the Butterfield Roundabout, expect busy traffic. Steady traffic on Huldah Avenue in the vicinity of the C&B Roundabout. Traffic is moving along steadily in all directions. And coming from the West Bay four-way stop, moderate flow of traffic and traffic flowing moderately on Godfrey Dixon Way and Eastern Avenue. Light traffic on Owen Roberts Drive. As we look to downtown Georgetown on Edward Street, traffic is flowing pretty good, as well as on Shedden Road. Remember, roads are wet, so please drive with extra care. That's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12 for another look at traffic. Have a good morning. Buckle up.
It's the return of the Sub of the Day. Come into any Subway location and order the 6-inch Sub of the Day for only $3.50, or get the full meal for just $6.
Wow, a meal in Cayman for only $6?
Yes, and it's never been easier to get your favorites from Subway. Just stop in, message WhatsApp at 929-4658, order online, or use Let's Eat or the Bento app. Check out their Facebook or Instagram for the latest store hours. Subway, eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
And here's a public service announcement from the Pirates Week office. Due to the inclement weather predicted for this weekend, the Pirates Week office has made the decision to move Pirates Week in Grand Cayman to November 19th through the 24th. The National Song Competition, as well as the District Heritage Ambassador Costume Competition, will move to K-Fest in February. Pirates Week activities for Little Cayman remain the same, and that will take place from the 13th through the 15th of November. If you need additional information, you can always get further updates on piratesweekfestival.com.
JN Money Card. When my land up a JN, me get the money card with them. Just show them your ID and give them your TRN. Go and use at the ATM or swipe instead then. And when you need more cash, and make your family send it in a flash. From abroad to card, get the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. JN Money Card only available and used in Jamaica. Call 345-945-2014 for details.
Radio Cayman News. The defence bill was the topic of much debate in the Legislative
Bill
Assembly.
provides for the governance and management of the newly established regiment.
We are calling it the Cayman Regiment without the involvement of the Caymanian people.
The regiment represents an opportunity to continue evolving.
Proud of them for coming forward to serve their country.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
Shaken yet standing firm. This is Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
It's 19 minutes after 8 o'clock. Good morning. Welcome back to the Business Buzz. This is the second segment of the Business Buzz for this Thursday. Tuesday. What are we? It is Thursday. I'm looking at your script, Susan. It says Tuesday. Well, it's Thursday, November 5th. And our guest in the studio this morning is Mrs. Janet Yarshow. Janet is the photographer, videographer, and she is with her own company. Good morning, Janet.
Good morning.
Pleasure to have you in the studio this morning.
Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Janet, we want to hear all about photography this morning. So this is your chance to showcase and put the spotlight on your business.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Now, Janet, tell us a little bit about yourself. We want to hear all about yourself before we go into photography and your business.
Sure. I'm originally from Germany, so I grew up in East Germany, and via the UK made it to Cayman about 14 years ago. And back in Germany, I actually studied business, and then started out here in Cayman in marketing.
Marketing?
Yes.
That's quite a switch.
Yeah, but actually, as a photographer, you have to be pretty good at marketing yourself if you want to be successful.
That's right.
So it's actually a very good combination.
That's right. So you know exactly how to market yourself.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more yourself. Do you have kids, family?
Yes, I do have. I'm married, and I have 2 children. They are 3 and 7, Pippa and Tom. Hi, Pippa. I also supposed to tell her hello. Okay. Hopefully she's hearing this.
Hi, Pippa, if you're listening.
They are keeping me busy for sure. And but being actually a photographer gives me the flexibility to spend a lot of time with them, and that was actually part of the reason why I moved into this side of the business.
Do you take a lot of photos of them?
Actually not.
No?
It's quite funny. No, I actually tend not to do a lot of pictures. I do use them sometimes to model or, other things. But when I'm home, I just like to be with them rather than having a camera in my hands all the time.
Oh,
it feels too much
I
like
can,
work
I can
at
understand
that.
that. I can understand it. How did you exactly get involved in photography, Janet?
Actually, I was working in marketing at Remax, and there was a gentleman, some people might know, Paul Aiken.
I know Paul.
And he was very much in photography. We became friends, and I got my first nice camera, and that's the way I got started. And then I really enjoyed it. I just
was
caught
that
the
a
bug.
Digital camera or?
Yes, it was an Icon digital camera.
Old time.
Well, I've done the old school one, but I was very young at that point. Also my dad, for example, I remember him when I was a child, that he would develop his own film in our little bathroom because it was the only dark room he could use. Wow. And so it's been always part of my life, I guess.
Did you ever learn how to develop those?
I have done it once in school, I think.
What would you say the key factors that contribute to a successful photography business?
Know your skill. I think you really have to, you have to know your camera, you have to understand lighting, learn as much as you can, and but also you have to have a good eye, and I think that's something that can be developed for sure. And with, and just trying and taking photos. I mean, they say the first, I think it's 100,000 pictures you take, they're probably not any good.
What?
And then also you do have to be a good business man or woman to be successful, because just being an incredible artist doesn't make a necessarily successful business for you. Because if you don't understand the business side of things, you can be fantastic, and I've seen fantastic photographers that just can't make it because they don't understand the business side of it.
You have to know how to market yourself, especially.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Especially in your case, you work for yourself.
Yeah.
You're your own boss.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. Do you think that photographers should always keep their options open and not narrow their scope by limiting themselves to, say, maybe one type of photography?
Yeah. There are different, different approaches to that. I believe especially this current time, it's certainly beneficial if you are not too much in a niche market. Right. So if you have several areas of photography you can work in. And but they're also, you can't be a jack of all trades. you can't be excellent at everything. So find the areas of photography that you enjoy the most and get really, really good.
What do you enjoy the most?
I really enjoy wedding and portrait photography. So I enjoy working with people, and I enjoy working with people that take instructions. So I don't do babies.
Okay, you don't do babies.
I don't do babies.
I wouldn't do babies either.
No. And, or I don't do landscape. I don't have the patience for landscapes, for example, and nature photography, because you got to get up early in the morning. You got to wait for the right light, the right movement, and that's something, I found out it's just not my thing. But when you get started, try everything until you find, the areas you really enjoy.
So you could safely say you specialize in wedding photos?
Yeah, and portraits.
Do you do anything at all besides wedding photo?
Yes, I also do videography. So a few years ago, all these new fancy cameras started doing video, and because I've already obviously been very familiar with weddings itself, picking up a video camera and moving into that area was actually quite seamlessly. And I enjoy it because it gives it a very different dimension to a wedding day, documenting it with a video camera, getting the vows actually recorded, getting the speeches recorded, and seeing the movement as the day develops.
So it's a combination of still photos and videos that you do for weddings.
Yeah, I don't do both at the same time.
Right. No, obviously.
Yeah, that's not possible. Trust me, I've tried once.
You tried once, okay. You just grab one camera, you run and get the other one, you pick that up. And, okay.
A little bit. It doesn't work, no. So you either hire me for my wedding photography or the videography. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the month of June is busy for you.
Usually, yeah. So high season, high season for wedding photography here is kind of starts about March, Easter time, and then goes into June, July. Yeah.
Where can I find your office?
I'm working from home. So.
Or the beach is your office?
Or the beach. Yes.
If you're just joining us, it's 27 minutes after 8 o'clock. You listen to Radio Cayman. This is the second segment of the Business Buzz for today, Thursday, November 5th. This is Anita Can, your host. I want to say good morning to all our listeners, whether you're in your car, in your homes, wherever you are this morning. The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center and Cayman Medical Supplies. We're speaking with Mrs. Janet Yarshow, and she's our photographer, videographer of the day. Janet, it's a pleasure to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
Okay, so you specialize in wedding photos. I want to talk more about wedding photos.
Okay.
Tell us a bit more. I know a wedding is an exciting time, and sometimes I'm pretty sure you have to work with clients who don't agree with family members, or how do you work around that kind of environment when you're working and you're trying to get your pictures together. You look like, I can imagine you're an awesome photographer because I can see your passion.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit how you get around moments like those.
Yes, I mean sometimes there is certainly. I mean a wedding day can be a very enjoyable day, but it can also be a very stressful day. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes there are family dynamics. You have separated parents with new partners, or, and usually what I do is I'd like to get into wedding day knowing these sort of dynamics beforehand. So I talk to my brides and I know what's going on. We usually have a plan in place. For example, it's usually just sort of group pictures where, I just make sure I get every single combination of group pictures, so we then potentially avoid conflict there.
Like this set of parents with
exactly,
this set of in-laws and
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So and if a conflict arises on the day, you just work with, you just be flexible on the day as well, and you work with the bride, and because at the end of the day it's about her pictures, her memories, and you just work around it and stay positive, and
I'm pretty sure
don't
you do
get
an
stressed
awesome
out
job.
about it.
I'm not getting married again, so we'll have to use you for another event. Janet. You're listening to the Business Buzz. Anita Can in your company, and in the studio this morning, Mrs. Janet Yarsho. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Janet, we'll discuss some of your highlights of your work.
Thank you.
The ones you're most proud of.
Okay.
Thank you, Susan.
Thanks.
Digital is not a buzzword. It is a culture. At Digicel, we've made it our mission to enrich your digital lives. That's why we're bringing together more of all the experiences you love. The latest shows, the best of local and international music and radio, live sports, cloud storage, breaking news, HD video chats, and more. Welcome to Digital at Digicel, the Caribbean's fastest mobile network. Digicel, better
Remembrance
together.
Day weekend is coming up, and on Friday's CI Retro Talk Today special presentation, the focus will be on Caymanians' participation and dedication in defense of freedom and democracy. Hear from some of those who lived it and who lived to tell about it later. And a memoriam to those who made the supreme sacrifice, gave their lives for freedom and democracy. That's Friday, 12:15 on Radio Cayman. The program will also be repeated on Sunday at 3 p.m. on Radio Cayman. CI Retro Talk Today special presentation brought to you by the Ministry of Culture. Cayman Islands culture. Love it, be proud of it, wear it.
Water Authority Cayman wishes to advise its valued customers and the motoring public that the eastbound traffic along Rex-Crichton Boulevard will be diverted to Chime Street, heading towards Shamrock Road, today, Thursday, the 5th of November, from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. to facilitate planned works. Traffic signs will be posted in the general vicinity, and all motorists are being asked to drive with caution to ensure your own safety, as well as that of the Water Authority staff. The Water Authority appreciates the patience and understanding of its customers and the public as it undertakes these road works, and do apologize for any inconvenience caused.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
Good morning again. Welcome back to the Business Buzz. In the studio this morning, we have Mrs. Janet Yarsho, and Janet is her own boss. She has a photography business. Janet, welcome back. Good morning again. It's great to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
And I'm really loving this discussion, and hopefully our listeners are enjoying it as well. Janet, what are some of the highlights of your work, the ones that you're most proud of?
Ooh, tricky one.
That's a tricky one.
I love them all. I do love the big weddings. I really enjoy big family weddings where the whole family comes together, where people fly in from all over the world to celebrate here in Cayman. And I love photographing weddings from different cultures because it's just really interesting to learn about the traditions. If it's a Hindu wedding or a Jewish wedding, it's very different to what a Christian wedding obviously is like. So I'm enjoying those.
Oh, okay. Well, how can I get in contact with you, Janet? I have your contact details. Our listeners, how can they get in contact with you?
Yeah, the best way to find me is probably online on my website, and then you just check out my work. So my website is janetyarsho.com. So if you don't know how to spell my surname, it's JARCHOW.
And for me to pronounce it, I have to put in syllables. YAR-SHO.
You're not the only one.
Otherwise, I'll be Jarkow.
Yes.
No, it's a beautiful name, beautiful surname.
Thank you.
So, Janet, we just mentioned website. Let's talk about the importance of having a website and how it has helped you to generate sales.
Yeah,
especially for your business.
Yeah, it's a website is super important. First of all, to be able to showcase your work and also keep it up to date. And most of my business, because I'm working with a lot of overseas brides, they're obviously in the US, and they find me through Google and through my website, as well as Instagram and Facebook and all the social media that all links into it.
So
and
this works for you very well.
It really does, and I work hard on it. I'm a one-woman show, so I do my own website. I had to learn a lot on that side, but actually it's so much easier nowadays to get a website together and get it up. And I really work on the search engine optimization, which is very important, because if you want Google to find you, you have to let them know exactly what your website is about, and having the right search words, the words that your brides are looking for to find you. So that's really important.
Some photographers, they blog. Do you blog?
Yes, I do blog. And again, it's a very important part of the website, because blogging keeps your website fresh, because Google goes back every time, once in a while, to look over your site. If it sees fresh contents, it helps your ranking.
Yeah, okay.
It helps your ranking.
The top.
And and again, like, get your search words into your blog, into the writing. The one thing about Google is that Google cannot read pictures. It can only read words.
Right.
So just putting pictures up won't do no good at all. So you have to make sure that there's, like, they suggest a minimum of 300 words that goes with the blog post about the wedding you just did.
Basically a caption.
Yeah.
Basically.
No, just usually what I do if I blog about a wedding, I just describe the day. I describe where the wedding was. I also link back to vendors that work with me.
This is part of your blog, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So that's important.
That's I love that. As a photographer, how do you protect your work against any type of illegal reproduction?
Yeah, it's quite tricky. I used to have a watermark on my images, but I don't really like them. So I've just stopped using watermarks. And I just hope people don't do it. And if they do, I will obviously do something about it. But I haven't really noticed it being a problem.
Or they give you credit?
People are getting better at it, for sure. Yeah, and that's what I do. I ask people if they want to use some of my photos to give me credit.
Well, Janet, with your line of work, we've been through the lockdown, the COVID lockdown. You know that was going to come up eventually, right?
Yes.
So how did you? I know right now we can have weddings and all the good stuff again. How did you fare during the lockdown? I mean, and then easing back your way into the reopening and all the good stuff. How did you handle that?
I won't lie to you, it wasn't easy. It was hard because I had a lot of weddings booked, starting from March, into June and July. Yeah. And so the first thing I had to do is call all of my brides and say, look, what do you want to do? And we encouraged everyone to postpone and not to cancel. And most of my brides have done that, which is amazing. So a lot of them have rescheduled for next year. If that's going to happen or not, we will see. So because the majority of my brides are coming from overseas, so because I work a lot at the big hotels and the big venues, and that's been really stressful, and also now coming back out of lockdown, I'm obviously more looking for local work. So I've done a few local weddings, smaller ones. I've gone into a lot more commercial photography, may it be headshots or events or even videos. And so we've done a few different things.
How is the commercial aspect of your photography working out for you?
Yeah, it's good. I've always done it. I'm just more pursuing it now a bit further. I enjoy setting up lights and I've just done a shoot the other day at the government building.
You were doing the headshots?
I'm doing the headshots.
Oh, I saw that, and I didn't get a chance to
come.
Do.
Hopefully, we do it again.
I want to get my head down, and before it look good. So because what it is like when you have that headshot, it's gonna be there around for a while.
Yes.
any photo you take anyway, or video, it'll be around for a while.
Of course, yes.
And taking photography is one thing, Janet. But it is another thing to have people look at your photos and go, oh, wow. How do you take photos to the next level to grab the attention of potential clients and for them to become repeat customers?
You keep creative. Keep being creative. Keep pushing yourself. I draw a lot of inspiration from other photographers. And then I go on the next shoot and I try something new. You know, because if your clients see the same pictures and the same poses again and again, that's not going to captivate them. They want to see variety, and then you know, it's a continuous learning as well. I still learn. You know, new editing techniques, new lighting techniques, and you know, just keep up with your creativity and learn. You know.
Do you normally have your clients, well, you stand this way, you fix them? Do you do all the good stuff like that?
Yeah, it depends. I try to do a mixture of posing my clients, but also letting them go with their own instincts, what they want to do. There's a lot of, for bridal couples, for example, there's a lot of walking and talk with each other because I want a genuine connection I want to show. And but if I have a studio client, you know, I will post them much more.
Do you do black and white photography?
Yes, I love black and white photography.
Yes, that was a question from someone. If you do black and white, and I would ask the same thing too. I love black and white as well.
Yeah, I do. I actually just started another thing that came sort of the code of COVID. I started to do a bit more women's portraiture, going from a little bit into the boudoir side of things as well, and I love them in black and white for sure.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So you do not do toddlers?
I try not to. No, I do families. I do families,
okay.
But I don't do.
I was going to get to that.
Yeah, certainly
families,
do families, but I don't do the baby.
Yeah.
You know, the very
that takes
small
a
ones.
lot of work.
It is. It's
patience.
It's a lot of patience, which I don't have, and it's quite a skill, and safety is involved. I mean, you have to be safe handling the baby, and you know, there's a lot of props involved. So, and there's some amazing photographers on the island. I mean, I work a lot with Rebecca Davidson.
Yeah, she does all those baby.
She is
baby
awesome.
portraits.
I mean, she's an amazing wedding photographer, but she also does a lot of the babies in maternity and stuff. She's amazing in that. So
Babies
I
in
leave
the
that to her.
baskets and
Yes.
the babies. I mean,
all of that.
How much advance notice do you need when, say, I'm booking for a wedding?
For weddings, usually a few months ahead is a good idea. Just because, I mean, if I'm looking at my schedule for next year, for example, it's pretty busy already. Just because all the weddings from this year moved to next year.
Oh wow!
So it's. Again, we're not sure if it's happening, but, you know, for now, also for wedding, you want to prepare. I want to talk to you about your wedding. It's nice we create a timeline together that works with, you know, the lighting, the time of the day. You know, it's no good finishing a ceremony at 7 o'clock when the sun goes down and we haven't taken any pictures of you and your groom, for example. You know,
have you had any of those where it's past, say, sunset?
Yeah, then we tried to do something earlier, but I had a Jewish wedding, which was a beautiful wedding, but they did the ceremony after sunset. And I'm like, okay, we had to light it. I'm like, you have to bring some lights in because I don't want to throw a flash during a ceremony interrupting it. I try not to be seen so much during a wedding. Okay. You know, I'm not the star of the show. So
how many weddings do you shoot, say, per year?
Yeah. I think if I remember correctly, last year I had about somewhere between 50 and 60.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, I do.
And you do this by yourself?
Yes, most of them. Yeah.
Do you have an assistant sometimes?
I sometimes get an assistant for the bigger weddings. Yeah, like an 8-hour day. It's I suggest to the brides to get someone, especially when it's a big group.
Okay.
It's hard to capture everyone if you have 100 guests and if there's only one photographer.
You'd be running around the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, and that's my job, obviously, but it's tricky to capture really every guest. So I usually suggest to my brides to have a second photographer there for at least a few hours. Like during the cocktail hours, when I'm out with the bride and groom to do their images, the second photographer can then go and do images of the guests and capture the guests.
Well,
yeah,
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
After the wedding, what is your turnaround for proofs and final albums and great stuff like that?
Good question. It usually takes me about 4 weeks to get some images to the bride and groom after the wedding. They receive an online gallery with all their digital files with the images, and which they then can share with friends and so on. Albums take a bit longer because there's a process of obviously designing the album. The bride and groom, they get to approve the album, and then we order it. So
those are hard copies.
Yeah, they can have a hard copy album. Yeah, they're beautiful. They printed in the US.
Okay.
And like a professional lab, because no one on island does it, unfortunately.
Anymore.
I don't know if they ever have done.
I think we used to do back in the days when we had, because I have a lot of photos that I had.
No, they print photos, but they don't do albums here.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
In case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Business Buzz. This morning, our guest in the studio is Mrs. Janet Yarshow, and she does photography, videography, and just about anything that's related to photography, right, Janet? Yeah. I want to thank our sponsors this morning, Cayman Insurance Center and Cayman Medical Supplies. We'll go to break. When we come back, we'll continue this.
For 46 years, our Cayman Insurance Center family has worked to protect your family and your most valuable assets. And we are happy to announce that our offices are now reopened to better serve you. For your added convenience, you can also make payments online or make inquiries by phone or email. Whether you need to get a quote, renew a policy, or file a claim, Cayman Insurance Center is here to protect you and your family. As your family's health is everything, do all that you can to protect it. For your family's safety, social distancing practices are in effect at our offices, and masks should be worn. From our Cayman Insurance Center family to yours, stay safe, stay Cayman strong. For more information, call 949-4657.
Your Radio Cayman 6 p.m. news, Monday through Friday, is brought to you by Logic, your life connected.
89.9 Radio Cayman helps you to weather the storm during this hurricane season.
One of the most crucial elements of hurricane preparedness is storm awareness. During the season, it is of utmost importance to pay attention to the latest local weather forecasts, as hurricanes do not suddenly form or strike. There are various methods of advanced notification. Utilizing such may be the difference between a favorable outcome and disaster. Both television and radio serve as excellent mediums with up-to-the-minute storm path information in the wake of a hurricane. Another method of tracking a hurricane may be only arm's length away. Your smartphone or tablet can be your most valuable tool before, during, and after a storm, providing countless numbers of apps with crucial hurricane information. Many apps allow you to track storms with moving radar and satellite imagery, plus offer alerts, current conditions, forecasts, advisories, and even video.
This hurricane preparedness tip was brought to you by your community radio station, Radio Cayman 89.9 FM.
You are listening to Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
But Cobalt. Close to Kong Point. Oh, good morning. Susie, you caught me there. I'm busy yapping with Miss Janet because this is so interesting, photography. We had fitness earlier, now it's photography. And it's a great, I think it's a great segue. Welcome back to the Business Buzz. This is our final segment as we take you up to the 9 o'clock hour. In the studio this morning, we have as our guest Mrs. Janet Yarshow. And Janet is a photographer, a videographer. Is that pronounced that right? Videographer. Yeah. Janet, how can someone get in contact to learn more about your photography?
Yes, I mentioned before, you can find my website, but you can also find me on Instagram at Janet_Yarshow. There you find my most recent work, and I usually try to keep up with updating that. And Instagram is a good source for people to find me, get in touch.
Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay. Janet, I know we have some rainy weather coming up on us this weekend. I'm pretty sure every weekend you have something planned.
I usually try to, because this weekend actually we planned a mini session marathon for families who want to have some Christmas pictures, to send out Christmas cards. Especially this year, I think it seems to be a bit more important because I think a lot of people won't be able to travel, or their family won't be able to come to see them, like many people's families do. So we've just postponed the mini sessions to the 14th of November, hoping that the weather is going to be better. And
it will be.
Yes. And it's a fun session. It's a really short session. It's about 10 minutes per family. We have a Christmassy setup. My husband has a little Mini Cooper.
Okay.
So we're dressing that up for Christmas. And I'm teaming up with Rebecca Davidson, and she actually has a Bohemian Surf Shack type setup, so very different.
Nice.
So our clients can choose if they want the Christmassy setup or a bit more of a beach chic. And
With a Mini Cooper, does Mr. Bean come with it?
No.
No, Mr. Bean. Okay.
No, Mr. Bean. But if you want to learn more about those mini sessions, it's actually a good idea to go onto our Instagram or even on Facebook on Janet Yarcho Photography. And we have all the information up there.
Okay, as to where, location and all the good
and how
stuff.
to sign up.
And how to sign up.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is just for that weekend, for that
yes.
November 14th weekend.
Yeah, we're doing it between 12 and 5 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
Janet, anything else you want to discuss before we finish the program this morning? No, you think we've covered everything?
I think we've covered it pretty well. Yeah.
How about going back to COVID? The lockdown, you couldn't get outside to do photography, do your thing. How did you cope with it mentally?
It was difficult because also I had to suddenly look after my children 24/7. I love them dearly, but it was hard. What I did actually, I did sit down and I updated my website. I just try to work on the things that I can work on. Updating websites, writing a few, getting just things in order, doing admin. A lot of that, contacting, obviously talking to my brides that we had to move their weddings, and trying to stay positive and exercising, which helped as well.
I'm pretty sure you did a good job of that. Anything else you want to leave with our listeners this morning?
No, thank you so much for having me. If anyone wants to learn more about photography or, has any other questions for me, just feel free to reach out.
Have you ever considered giving classes?
I have, actually. That's one of the things I'm working on at the moment. Okay. I'd love to teach. I've taught before at Grace Christian Academy for a year. I taught some children, which was fun. And I'm actually looking into developing a course right now to be able to, I especially want to teach moms, because what I find is that they are the ones that take the family pictures without them ever being in it.
Yes.
So that's why I encourage them to do family photos with a professional photographer once in a while. But I think also if you just a few tips and tricks when it comes to using, it may even be just your phone or your camera, will certainly help to improve your photography skills.
I need some desperately.
Come and sign up. I'll let you know.
Okay, Janet. Just give us those details again: email, website, telephone number.
Okay, so you can reach me on my website, which is janetyarcho.com. So Yarcho is JARCHOW. You can also reach me on email, and that's janet@janetyarcho.com, or call me on 916-0025. Looking forward to hearing from you.
That's Janet. It's photography has never been my forte. I mean, I'll just pick up now. I mean, back in the old days when you had those regular cameras, you know, I would go and just take a photo. But now you can actually look at it on your digital, and you can delete it, and you can. But back then it was a one shot and you're finished.
Yeah, I have to say I'm quite happy that I've never had to do film photography. I heads off to so I used to work with David Wolf. I used to work for him, and he did start out doing analog photography, they call it, and I do admire him. I have to say it's incredible. You have 36 pictures and on a roll, and you can't go back.
Yes.
And you don't see what you're doing, and I loved it. And what you're doing now, you can see on your screen, you can see if you got the shot, you can also go like, hey, let's do that again. It makes it a lot easier for sure.
So I'm looking in retrospect, I'm like, how did we do that back then? That was so difficult.
Yeah.
And you paid a lot of money just to have those roles developed.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
You know.
I mean, there is a trend in the US I've seen where people do go back, wedding photographers do start again taking out their film cameras and they do a mix, of digital and film photography, because there is a certain quality to it. But here and nostalgic as well. But here in Cayman, I'm pretty sure the labs have stopped developing film. So no one on island actually develops film for you anymore.
I'm not sure. I think there's one.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I heard they all stopped now. So
wow.
Yeah, so if you wanted to do film photography here, you have to actually have your own darkroom.
Well, that would not happen
Which
with me.
certainly adds to it.
That would not definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely not happen with me. And you know what, Janet? Digital, I mean, it's like you say, it's so much easier, and looking back through those years, nowadays we all take photos on our phones or iPad, different electronic devices, and sometimes you lose that phone.
Yes.
And you know what happens?
Yeah.
All those memories are gone.
That's true. And it's actually something I emphasize with my clients as well. I tell them when they download their gallery of images, I tell them do back them up. Because hard drives fail, you lose them. I mean, I keep them, but even my hard drive can fail.
That's right.
And I don't keep them forever. And also I encourage them to print your images, because I think it's super important. I always say that unless you print your image, it's not real. I want to touch something.
That's
there's
me.
something special to it. Putting it on a wall, having it in an album, you can touch it. Because how often do you really go onto your computer or your iPad and go back to your wedding pictures or your family pictures?
Yes.
Unless you print them, they don't really become a real thing.
Well, Janet, it's been a pleasure having you in the studio this morning, learning all about photography and your company. Is there anything else that you have that you didn't tell us this morning? Anything else at all? This is your last chance.
Okay, all right.
Because we still have a few minutes more to go. So
there's loads more to say, but no, it's been a great pleasure. Please do get in touch if you want to get onto the mini sessions for next Saturday. We only have a few slots left, and any questions you have, if someone is interested in learning, get in touch as well. And
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Janet, and hopefully we'll have you back in the studio one of these days.
That would be amazing. Thank you.
The Business was brought to you by Radio Cayman and produced by Ms. Susan Watson. My name is Anita Khan. Thank you for joining us this morning, and I want to say thank you to our sponsors, Cayman Insurance Center and Cayman Medical Supplies. Until then, have a good weekend, stay safe, stay dry, and we'll be back with more Business Buzz on Tuesday morning.
The Business Buzz is brought to you by Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 46 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And also brought to you by Cayman Medical Supplies. Call them at 949-6211.